Yeah, so let's go out to all my educators. I've been sitting on this for a while. Um, Thing is, if you're an educator, mentor, youth worker, whatever, you work with kids at all, three things that's important. You need to have purpose, you need to have passion, and you need to have perspective. Right now, I'm just going to touch on perspective briefly. Michelangelo was asked, "How do you create these masterpieces out of this stone?" His response was basically, "The masterpiece or the sculpture already exists within the stone. It's my job to chisel away so that the masterpiece can be seen." And as it relates to perspective with teachers and anybody that work with young people, is that you have to see that masterpiece in that kid before anybody else does. You have to see greatness in that young person before anybody else does. And if you don't see greatness in that kid, you will never do the chipping away that's necessary for the world to see the greatness, for that greatness to that's within that child to come out, to be visible, for that child to walk in his own greatness. Young people are limited based on the mess that the world, that society, that their family or their friends unintentionally has put on them. A lot of negativity, a lot of harsh words, kids being saying that they're being called failures, people being called losers, people being called bums, young ladies being called whores. There's a lot of different things that baggage that kids have been put on young people. So when they come to us, they come in with a lot of stuff on them that's preventing them from shining, from that's preventing them from showing who they really are. And it's our job as educators to see that kid for who he really is and to start chipping away at it. And my question to you is, do you see what I see? Because when I look at young people, I see past the attitude, I see past the the showing out, I see past the smart mouths, I see past them not doing their work all the time. I see past that. I see greatness in my young people. I see greatness in our kids. I see greatness in them. I see awesome potential. I see future leaders. I see future doctors. I see future lawyers. I see future entrepreneurs. So that attitude is masking who they really are. And that attitude is a reflection of what they've been through. They've been conditioned to act like that a lot of times. But do you see the greatness that's really in them? Do you see the masterpiece that's underneath all of that shell, all that exterior, all that unnecessary mess that's preventing them from shining? And we have to be able to recognize and see young people for who they really are. Our perspective has to be on point. And if it's not, we'll never see the greatness that's really in our young people. So my question to you is, are you going to be somebody that's chipping away at young people to help them come into the fruition of who they really were born to be, the greatness that is really in them, the awesomeness that's really in them? Are you going to help that come out of them? Or are you going to be one of the people that continue to cast unnecessary material on them, unnecessary baggage on them, and say, you're never going to amount to nothing? You're a loser. Are you going to be one of those people that speak negative and on these kids' lives? Or are you going to be somebody that helps change them and help shape them and mold them into the great works of art that they were born to be? When I look at young people, and when we look at young people, we should see a finished product. We should see a masterpiece. And we should recognize that our only job is, at the end of the day, is to really chip away so that the world can see the greatness that's in all of us. God bless.